The iPhone XR or 10R, whatever you want to call it, has the same screen resolution as the iPhone 4. I gotta get my point across. Before I talk about the 10R, I added a brand new shelf right there that has like the iPhone X, the Google Home Mini, and the Note 9 box. I don't even know if I'm pointing to it correctly, but there's a new shelf, so it's kind of making the background a little bit more interesting, which is always good. I want to personally make something clear that people are going to kind of get confused about, since Unbox Therapy released a video and that has gotten 6 million views titled iPhone XR is depressing. If you haven't seen that video, there's really no point to, because all he says in that video is that the 10R has the same exact resolution as the iPhone 4. But there's some information that he leaves out, and he says that budget Android phones have a better screen, so you should go there, but he's forgetting about all the 10R specs. He quickly mentions that the 10R has great specs, but he doesn't go in depth to compare it to budget Android phones. But when you just look from a screen perspective, then yes, he's kind of right. Well, if you don't know what the iPhone 10R is, well, it's kind of Apple's budget but still premium phone that costs $750 that's containing a 6.1-inch bezel-less LCD display. It's kind of like the iPhone 8 in the lineup. Apple has already released the 10s and then 10s Max, but those two phones cost $1,000 and $1,100 respectively, but those two come with OLED displays. The iPhone XR does not, and it comes with LCD. And if I haven't said this already, the 10R is starting at $750 for 64 gigabytes and of course $800 for 128. I think that's great value for an iPhone that we haven't seen in a lot of years. Trust me, the only difference that even kind of matters in between the 10R and the 10s is the screen. Of course, you're not getting stainless steel, IP68, or of course that dual camera. But you could sacrifice those little negatives and of course the LCD, which I will of course get into, but you get the benefit of course a better battery life because it is an LCD display. And you of course have the ability to get the 10R in 6 different colors, which you do not have the option on the 10s. You only have 3 for those, while the 10R comes in 6 different colors, especially that blue, orange, and red. Oof, so good. Let's talk about the screen because that's the main difference in between the 10s and the 10R. And then by the way, the 10R isn't coming out until around October 14th, so Apple is maybe having some manufacturing issues, but that shouldn't like bring you away. Just don't make your decision right now. Just wait a couple weeks for the 10R. According to Apple, the 10R has the pixels per inch set at 326, which yes, of course, is the same as the iPhone 4, but here's the interesting part. It's also the exact same pixels per inch in the 4S, 5, 5S, 6, and 6S, 7, and still the iPhone 8. So Apple hasn't changed the pixel per inch in, what, like 8 years? No one was complaining that the iPhone 8 came with a 326 pixel per inch display, and I'm sure my brother has the iPhone 8 right now, and I just checked out the display before this video just to confirm my reaction, and I could barely like tell the difference in between my iPhone X and the iPhone 8. The iPhone X has a pixel per inch at 458, while the iPhone 8 still has a pixel per inch at 326. Can my eye tell the difference? No, because it's such on a small screen. My TV right now is a 55-inch 720p TV, and I could of course tell that 720 display when it's stretched out that much, but when it's on a phone and comparing a 1080p display to 720, you cannot tell the difference. Same goes with OLED versus LCD. I've never said on the iPhone X, so like, wow, the display is nice. I personally never thought that. I've always said, oh, these no bezels and no home button is nice. I kind of like this notch. I kind of have no bezels. When I go to the iPhone 8, I'm like, oh, there's bezels, but I'm not complaining about the actual screen. And the 10R still comes with that bezel-less display, which matters in 2018 for $750. It isn't budget by anyone's standards, but it's far cheaper than $1,100. And of course, it comes in more colors, which matters. But let's still not take away from the fact that the 10R still has that new and improved stereo speaker sound. It still has water resistance. It still has a newly improved Face ID. It has glass on the back. Comes in 6 different colors. It has that A12 Bionic chip. It has great battery life. It probably has the single best camera shooter unless the Pixel 3 comes out. It also has the ability for Memoji, of course, and emoji. Of course, has 4K at 60 frames per second. All of that coming in the entire package for $750. $200. And the only downfall is the display, but you could barely notice a difference. Here's what I'm trying to say in a simple 2 sentences. The iPhone XR comes with such great value because it comes with all the premium specs that come with a $1,100 phone, but it comes with a slightly lower quality display that 99.9% of the general consumer isn't even going to notice the difference. Should anyone be like, oh, the XR only comes with a 326 pixels per inch display? Oh no, I'm just gonna get the iPhone XS. It's $300 more, I don't care. The only people that should get the XS and XS Max are people upgrading from the iPhone X. If you have an iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 8, anything lower than 8 Plus, you should be looking at the XR instead of the XS Max, especially when it comes to money value. This is for sure one of those good arguments that I'll love to hear your opinion in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell next to it to be notified whenever I post a video. And I will see you tomorrow for the latest.